All right, family. Welcome, everybody. I welcome everybody here. I know that there's a couple of new individuals, so I want to do something real quick, something a little different. Um, drop a one in the chat if this is your first time. All right, drop a one in the chat if this is your first time. If you're a first timer, drop a two in the chat if you've been here with me for over the period of the series. All right, cool. Drop a five in the chat if you were with me since last year. Drop a five in the chat if you've been on my Zoom call since last year. I want to see my people. Oh, let's go. I welcome everybody back. That's the amazing part about this, guys. It's just like this is a revolving door, you know. I welcome all, and no matter who comes and goes, you know, this door is always gonna be revolving for you. So I welcome all. Congrats for anybody and everybody that's been making it out to the call. Welcome to anybody whose first time this is. I really want you guys to know that I appreciate every single one of you for coming out here, taking the time out of your day, taking the time out of your Sunday to get your mind right for the week. Okay. Now, for all my new first individuals, you know, I want to say, I am so proud of you for making this step. You know, I'm so proud of you for taking that step because a lot of us go throughout our journey without even acknowledging that there's another side to the spectrum, right? A lot of us come into drop a one in the chat if you can relate to this, okay? I came into trading, okay, without realizing what I was getting myself into. I came into trading without even realizing what I was getting myself into. Meaning, I knew what trading was and concepts, but I never knew that it would bring upon this level of self-development, of self-mastery, right? This level of this desire of self-improvement, of a continuous addiction to being a better individual every single day, right? So one thing, first and foremost, family, like I always want to say is I want to make sure that you guys are here with me, right? So one thing that we always do for my newcomers is you guys will hear this bell, okay, this bowl. And what I want you guys to do is help me recenter our energy, okay? Bring it back to this moment, to the present, okay? I want you guys to remember every time you hear this, breathe in deep. Don't just breathe in and just like any other time. Don't help your lungs expand, right? Expand your lungs, breathing down deep to your stomach. When we're babies, we come out breathing. And babies, I don't know if you noticed, but when they check their breathing, they check their stomachs, right? We breathe in deep, all the way down to our stomach. So take that moment, breathe in deep, all the way down to your stomach, release, then to your chest. And then just push that one more time, as much as you can. Release that energy, release. And that way you're focused, you're aligned, you are here with me right now, okay? So whenever you guys hear this throughout the call, it's just to bring your focus back on here, okay? Don't let it, allowing your mind to wander is perfect, right? That's wonderful, but bring it back because where your attention goes, your energy flows, okay? So I want you guys to start this call. Help me start this call with some gratitude, okay? So drop one thing that you're grateful for that has happened to you in this previous week. One thing you're grateful for that has happened to you in this previous week. One thing that I am grateful for is I made a realization that brought me upon this call. So I'm grateful for the realization. I'm grateful for this call. Beautiful. I'm grateful for life. Staying with Vargas. Oh, that's powerful. I'm so grateful now that I got approved for my apartment. I've been wanting. Ooh, let's go. Leveling up. Let's go. Moving from your current environment to a new environment. That's beautiful. Grateful for being consistent in the gym. Fam, I see the consistency, right? The time reveals the real, and my boy's been working, right? So grateful for that. Grateful for a very productive time. Grateful for my subconscious awareness. I love that. I love that. And we're going to dive really deep into that today, okay? Grateful for my real family. Love it, love it, love it, love it, right? Love it. Love the energy you guys bring upon, okay? So now we're going to do something that I always ask you guys one thing that you're excited for this week. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you this, but instead of typing it in a future tense, I want you guys to type it in as if you're grateful that it already happened. Okay, so type it in the chat, whatever it is that you're excited for in the future, type it in the chat with gratitude. I am so happy. For example, I'm looking forward to spending next Friday with my family. And so right now for me, I am so happy and grateful to have spent such quality time with my family and be so embedded with love, right? I'm so happy and grateful for blue screens this coming week. Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Blue skies all over. Happy and grateful for blue skies. I'm grateful that I am healed past my FTMO challenge. It's done, family. It's done. The FTMO is passed. You already done it. And you've already passed that challenge a million times, and you're going to pass it a million more times again, fam. Okay. Grateful for solitude. I love it. I love it. It's always necessary to have that time to yourself, right? I'm so happy and grateful for Hit It and Quit It. Let's run it. Let's run it. Cool, cool, cool. I'm so happy and grateful that I healed my foot. I love it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm living in my own terms under my own circumstances. I love it. That one's one of my favorite, smashing percentages. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have my own mansion. Ah, man, Mark, you're dropping bombs today, fam. I'm so happy and grateful for the great vacation. Sheesh, you deserve it, family. You deserve it. It's done. Your dream vacation is done. You've already lived it. All right. And you will continue to relive it and recreate those beautiful, beautiful memories. All right. So now, guys, I want to really dive in deep today. Like today is going to be one of those lessons that, you know, I'm really happy that you guys are not missing out on this information. For reals. I'm really happy for all 23 of us that are here today that are going to share this information. I'm really happy because honestly, this is something that I wish, you know, for all these individuals who your first time here, right? I wish somebody would have told me this at the beginning. I wish somebody was there to tell me 4 years ago, hey, this is something that you need to hold dear to you. Okay. So super proud of every single one of you. And today's call is going to be wrapping up. Okay. We're going to wrap up our risk management segment of the series. Okay. And so with that said, guys, we're going to do a little bit of review. Okay. So now beyond your beliefs, right? The name of the call is, and the purpose of the call is to get you guys beyond your current beliefs, because my biggest realization in life was realizing that I am not, right? I am not my current results, right? I'm not my current state, right? I will embrace my current results and I will embrace what I have now, but that is not who I am, right? My current state, my current physical state is a reflection of my inner beliefs, okay? So if you understand, if you do not like your current physical state, there's inner work that you need to dive in. There's something that you need to ask yourself, you know, very important is what is bringing all these physical components upon you, all these external situations upon, right? What belief in your mind is reoccurring in your head that is creating your current reality, right? Because you got to understand our beliefs. What is a belief? It is a repetitive thought, right? It's a repetitive thought that you embrace and you root into your subconscious. You root into your subconscious so deep, right? That you don't even have to, that your body just reacts to that belief based from that belief, right? So if you're somebody that struggles financially and a financial struggle comes upon, right? Maybe your vehicle broke down, right? Somebody that understands that, stress is only in the mind, right? Somebody that understands that, that lack of anything is only in here, right? Will handle that type of situation as a blessing, because they know that now they can go out there and get a new vehicle, right? It may not be in the time and moment that they wanted or in the way that they wanted, but family, can I ask you something? When do you ever get something out of life that is exactly how you wanted it? Drop it in the chat. When is it that we actually get something that we wanted exactly how we wanted? Detailed, right? Point by point, right? And so we know that we never really get those things that we desire in the way that we want it, right? Maybe you've been wanting a new car, and that car accident, right? You came out blessed, right? It's blessing you. Now you get to go out there and search for that new vehicle. Yeah, it's going to cost you a couple of hours here and there, shopping here and there, but now, family, you got exactly what you wanted, right? So now be careful with what you want. You can sit there and say, I want a new car, I want a new car, and you want a new car, I want a new car. And then what about you total your current vehicle, and you come across a circumstance where you total your new vehicle, right, your current vehicle, and you have to go out there and put yourself in a vehicle that you didn't really want. But you wanted that new car. You got a new car that is new to you, right? Is it new? No, but it's new to you. Right? And so you got to understand, those are your beliefs, right, that are attracting everything. So that is the purpose of this call, is to get you beyond your current beliefs that are keeping you in your current reality, because we want to get beyond this current reality. We want to take those quantum leaps to our results, to our achievements, to our goals, to our dreams and desires, right? To all those things that you guys posted, commented on the chat that you guys are so excited for and grateful for now, right? We need to get beyond there. Okay. So with that said, today's call is going to wrap around stress. Okay. So most stress, guys, is caused by financial struggle. Let's be honest. Most stress in the world is caused by financial struggle. And a study here in America, okay, a study here in the United States shows that 73% of Americans, okay, suffer from their number one stress. 73%, that's a high number. 73% of Americans, their number one stress is money. That's nuts, guys. That's nuts, okay? And I looked up the definition of stress because I was like very curious, and I'm like, all right, well, let's look this up, because I know that words are powerful. They hold meanings, and they hold further understanding that meets the eye. Okay, so stress is a feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with a mental and emotional pressure. Okay, so it is your inability to cope with your current situations, okay, or circumstances or external circumstances, okay? Now, that is powerful. It is your inability to cope with situations. Meaning, most of us go through all elementary, all high school without learning a glimpse of financial literacy. So when a financial stress comes about, a financial distress comes about, or is created in your life, or an external component, right, comes across in your life, you don't know how to handle it. You just went your whole life learning about math, reading, history, but no one ever told you about credit. No one was here to tell you, right? Not a lot of, maybe you did, right? But most people go a good chunk of the first quarter of their lives without any financial literacy. You hit 18 and then you're so ready to move out, and then boom, financial struggles. You got to learn the hard way. At that point, you got to learn the hard way. You didn't want to learn from other people. You didn't want to learn from your parents. You didn't want to learn from X, Y, and Z, right? You wanted to move out. So now you got to learn the hard way, right? We get to learn by a collection of experiences, right? And so it's your body's way of responding to your physical, mental, or emotional pressure. Okay, the stress can even develop chemical changes in your body that can raise blood pressure. Okay, that can raise blood pressure, heart rate, and blood pressure and blood sugar levels. Okay, stress can do all that to your body. You mean that somebody somewhere out there can F up your financials one way or another, right? Or can, right? An external component can come across in your life and be able to cause your body all that damage. And it's all from your inability to cope with it. Understand that stress is your body's way of telling you that, hey, you don't have the information in here yet, or the emotional intelligence to handle this current situation. You don't have the answer. And so your body starts telling you, hey, this is something you can't cope with, right? Your heart starts beating, your breathing gets shortened, right? Maybe you're not breathing as well. You're not as centered, right? Your body's going, your mind is going, your thoughts are evolving from a external component of stress to now you're feeling anxious, right? Now you're no longer just feeling stressed. Now you're feeling anxious. That anxiety develops into very negative, toxic, negative loops of thoughts that reoccur again and again, right? And so you guys got to understand, right? You guys got to understand, this is all from your inability to understand your current situation. You have the strength to go through anything and come out on top. Anything and come out on top. It is your inability to realize that. It is your inability to realize your true potentials. It is your inability to see what is beyond your current status. So many of us get so sucked up into just, man, my current results are just not what I want. And that's all you focus on, is what you have now. And because you don't have what you want, you live in a reality filled with lack, where there's never enough. And therefore, family, it will never, no matter how much wealth, health, love, right, information, education comes your way, it will never be enough unless you change what's up here. Okay? So sometimes, one second, my bad, guys. Okay, sometimes we may feel like we are stuck, right? What we must understand is that all of these are side effects of a self-inflicted emotion. Stress, it comes from an inability to cope with what is currently happening. Okay? But stress can develop into anxiety. It can develop into depression, right? Stress can develop into depression if you allow it, because these reoccurring thoughts that you think about all day long, if they're stressful, they're going to be developed into more negative things that have never even happened, but yet are happening in your mind, and therefore you feel it in your heart. Right? And so understand that we all go through this, guys. The best individuals are the ones who go through the most. Okay? In life, guys, we will continue to encounter countless of situations in which you may not, in which you may feel stuck, in which you may not see the immediate answer, in which you may not see the immediate result, the immediate satisfaction, right? And I'm here to tell you that it will always come upon you, okay? Because the way you react to things is the way you're going to recreate your future circumstances, or you're going to recreate a past experience. Okay? These external components, okay? These external components may or may not be under your control. Regardless, your brain will be triggered with an emotion, whether that emotion is negative or positive. The only thing that you are in control of in the moment of is your response to what just happened. Your response to what just happened is the only thing that you have power over. You don't have power over Bob that just rear-ended the fuck out of your car, out of your dream car, right? You can't control what Bob was doing. You can't control what Bob just did. Bob just effed up your whole day because you allowed it, because your response to what Bob just did was very negative. And therefore, you respond negatively. It reflects back from Bob negatively, right? And therefore, you're stuck in this negative loop back and forth of tossing negative energy and duplicating it. It duplicates back from Bob. Bob times it times 10 and throws it right back at you. And then you're just bottled up with all these negative emotion. Bob gets in his car and now you're just like breathing like crazy. And Bob's over there chilling. Bob just called his insurance. He's fine. He called the cops. Boom, Bob's chilling. But you're there just right? Bob's not accepting your negativity anymore. So where does that negative emotions, negative feeling, and negative energy go? Right here. Bob don't want it. Your kids don't want it in the back. Your wife next to you doesn't want it. You can't gift it to anybody. See, we gift love. We gift affection. We gift physical, materialistic things. And a lot of people gift, right? They give a lot of negative and hatred and anxiety and negative energy. But you got to understand, if I give you my love, right? If I were to give you my love, right? And you do not accept it, where does that love go? Here, it stays with me. That's my love. You don't want it? Sheesh, more for me. Cool. But now let's switch it up. I'm negative. I'm just not having it, not having it. And I want to give my negativity to you. Your best friend wants to tell you that achievement, wants to tell you X, Y, and Z about ABC, right? They want to tell you all these negative achievements, all this gossip, all this X, Y, and Z, right? Etc. They want to tell you all these things. You want, and a lot of individuals here want to express it back. But understand, if that negativity is not accepted from the external, from the receiver, right? If that receiver is not catching your emotions, it's coming right back in here. And you are going to be the only one stuck with that negative emotion, right? I want real quick, drop a 3 in the chat if you're still with me. If this is making sense, breathe, right? Center ourselves. I want this to make sense, guys. I want this to make sense, all right? Make it make sense, right? So I'm glad you guys are with me. So if your response is one influenced by fear, you may react in a manner that may not serve your current situation or may even worsen it, okay? Your current situation may worsen by your response. It will either worsen or it will get better. That is totally up to your response, okay? You see, the main reason we stress about finances or anything for that matter is because you are surrendering to the negative news or thought. You are surrendering to that situation. You are saying, this is not my fault. Therefore, I am not responsible for this current situation. I am surrendering. This is you saying, I am surrendering to this situation and it is out of my control. Right? And so you are surrendering to that situation. That's Bob's fault. It's not mine. It's Bob. How could it be mine? He re-ended me. But you're the one creating the negativity. You're the one creating the response. You're the one creating the very reality you're living in. You may not have created the car crash, right? And I will talk about the car crash later on. The only reason I use this is because Kevin Trudeau. We'll talk about the car crash later on. But you may not feel like you created that car crash, right? But that situation, the level of stress in that situation was definitely created by you and you alone. No one else. It is by your level of understanding of the current situation and of the future, right? Right? Everything happens for a certain reason. Yeah, correct. Right? So now, whether this was your fault or not, right? If you surrender to this negative thought, you are telling yourself that you cannot change this moment. You surrender yourself to this situation. Therefore, whatever happens externally will reflect internally. And it's not that way, family. You can't allow external components to come within and pierce within what you have built and what God created. You cannot. Defend your temple at all times, right? What you accept as your current situation, what you accept as negative or as positive will reflect within, right? And you can't allow these things to come within. The circumstance must come from within and reflect without, not the other way around. Don't wait for external component to be the definer of your internal emotion, of your internal reality, okay? Because a lot of things are out of our control, right? So when you surrender, you're accepting the negative perspective and external situation as your inner reality, okay? What you live in here, okay? What you live in here, you will experience out here. So if you allow a negative external component to come in and cause you stress, cause you anxiety, push you down into depression, you will only reflect that in every situation that you come across that may be equal or worse than that. Because you allowed something so insignificant, a moment, a speck of a moment in your life to become over-signified, overvalued. A speck in the moment of your lifespan can define the rest of your life. Because if you allow those negative emotions to sink in, family, what's easy, when you practice positivity, a lot of people say positivity is so easy. You practice gratitude and do this and do that. But you gotta understand, what's easy to do is easier not to do. Right? So not everybody has that strength that we're looking for. But you gotta understand now is you're either going to accept that you have no control or accept the fact that you cannot control Bob, but you can control the way you react to Bob. Right? Don't allow Bob to come into your head. Fuck Bob, right? He's irrelevant. He may have rear-ended your car, but he's irrelevant to what's happening here, right? So now, not everybody will succeed in overcoming yourself. Okay? So I want that to stick. Not everybody will succeed in overcoming yourself by ascending with every experience you create, because life, family, is a collection of experiences. So I want to ask you guys, what experiences are you recollecting right now? What experiences have you collected from the past? What experiences did you create? right? How did you handle those experiences? How did you respond to them? Because that is the experience that you are going to collect, not what Bob did, right? Again, fuck Bob. Bob doesn't matter. It's not what Bob did, it's the way that you reacted to what Bob did that you were collecting. You are not your current results, guys. You're not your current reality. You need to get beyond that belief. You're not here. It is not. This isn't it. We are much more than that. Our lives, our goals, our thoughts are much greater than that, than that current moment, right? And so we have a choice on what we choose to experience. Okay, so what are you collecting from yours, right? What are you collecting from your experiences? Okay, more importantly, what are you collecting from those who share your desires and have accomplished your goals? So what are you learning currently from those who have what you want? Maybe you need to hang around people more like that, right? Maybe the way that you handled this, Bob crashing into you, was the way that your parents handled that too. Maybe that belief to handle the stress of negativity is not even your own belief. Understand that those beliefs that you hold in your head were not even yours to begin with. They might have came from your parents. They may have came from school. They may have came from somebody that was in your life 5 years ago and is now nowhere. Ask yourself, where did those beliefs come from? Where did that reaction come from? Why did I react that way? Why did I respond to this situation in that manner? Because these things are important to recollect, right? These things are important to recollect. It's important for you. And don't be like me, family. Don't be like me. I have such a hard time learning from those who, like, from someone else's experiences. Right? I had a really hard time listening to my parents, listening to those adults in my life, those role models in my life that were put there, right? I had a really hard time believing or accepting anything that they would tell me, right? Even though some things were really good. I'm not saying everything was negative, but some things were really good. And I just couldn't take their experiences and make it my own. I had to go through those struggles myself. Now, drop a 3 in the chat if you can relate. If you yourself had to experience something before you can learn from it. Okay? I know that's me. That's me for sure. I got to drop a 3. Now, drop a 2 in the chat if you can listen to somebody speak about their experiences and be able to emotionally connect yourself with that person's experiences. I can relate to that. If you have ever read a book and taken that lesson from that book, drop a 2 in the chat. Because you, my friend, are taking the experiences from somebody else and making it your own. Because you can relate, because you can resonate, right? The most powerful impact you can have in your life is to put your own ego down and learn from others. Learn from books, right? Learn from seminars, podcasts, etc. Right? The best thing you can do is learn from those who have already gone through those painful experiences. Because I can tell you, family, like, I have mentors that have been in this game for 10, 20 years. Why wouldn't you listen to them? Right? We're a lot of us are part of an academy that has a recollection of experience of over 50, 80 years of experience. Why wouldn't you take that experience and learn from it? Make it your own and take it and run with that information, right? Though there are many, many ways to avoid stress in your life, okay? Better yet, to reduce it. The stress in the situation, the main thing we can acknowledge is that stress is a reactive emotion, okay? It's a reactive emotion, not an external component out of your control, okay? It's not the external component out of your control. It is your response to that external component, okay? Do not accept that as your reality, because no matter who you are, you can gain control back. You can regain control back. No matter how bad that situation is, you can regain that control back. No matter who you are, you can regain it. Okay, you may not have full control now. None of us may have full control. A lot of us never even go through our whole lives without achieving that emotional control. I don't know if that's even a possibility to have full emotional control, right? That is a really cool goal, and I'm gonna study that, okay? But understand that, to get beyond that stress, you need to realize you are not your current status. You are not your current results. You are much, much more and greater and valuable than that. So how can we avoid accepting stressful situations as our current reality? Okay. How? Remember this. Okay. You are not your current results. You are, okay, you are what you believe you are becoming. Okay. And this, I want you guys, if you don't have a notebook, write this one down. In other words, okay, write this one down. You're not your results from today. You are not your results from today. Okay. You are your decisions from today. You are not your results from today. You are the decisions that you made today. And I want that to sink in. The results are not what you are. It is who you become. Therefore, the decisions, your response, the decisions that you make every day shape the person that you become. Okay? You are deciding whether you are to adopt that negative thought or that negative talk. You are deciding whether you accept that lack of belief, that lack of confidence, whether you accept that current result. You are deciding the responses to every external component. And that is what shapes who you are. And that is what shapes your reality in the long run. The name of the game here is to stay here in the long run. You're not here for the short run. This entrepreneurship is not here for the short run. We're here for the long run. And you want to be able to stay in the long run as long as you can. The longer you can stay in the game, okay, that right there is key. Is how long can you stay in the game? And I'll show you guys why. I'm gonna share my screen here in a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys why you want to stick around in the long run. Okay. So the reality is a negative thought does not become a belief without consent. It doesn't. A negative thought cannot just come into your mind and say, okay, now I am a belief. This is, man, if that were the case, I could just drop a thought in my head and, make it a perfect memory, make it a perfect, make myself a disciplined trader, right? Maybe an external component could just come in and tumble down all your strengths, your mindset, your stability, right? But that is not the case. A negative thought has to come to you and get consent from your conscious mind to enter your subconscious. Your conscious mind has to give consent to that negative belief to be rooted into your subconscious, okay? So how does it do that? By repetition. If you repetitively react negative to every situation, if you repetitively have struggles financially and don't know how to react to them, don't know how to act, don't know how to fix them, and accept that as your reality, right? If you accept all these things as your reality, right, then you give consent to your subconscious. That's the moment where you give consent to your subconscious and say, this is a belief now. I consciously accept this as my belief. That is you telling your subconscious. Your conscious is telling your subconscious, this is a belief now. This is what we're accepting. Okay. You were created with a perfect subconscious, family. It isn't till you accept your current results as a definite that you root a lacking belief into your subconscious. Okay. And so I am actually going to take a second right here and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to share the whiteboard and I'm going to draw out this graph for you guys. Okay. And I want you guys to draw this graph out too. Okay. Draw this graph out too. Okay. Let's see. Let's put a, okay. Here, okay, here we have, let's see. Here you have your results. Okay. Here we have time. Okay. So now this right here is your progress. That's your progress right there. I apologize so much for my horrible handwriting, but it is what it is, right? Now, this right here at the same starting point is your results. Okay? And you have to understand this right here is called your survival mode. Okay? That area right there, give me 1 second. I'm gonna write it in blue, is straight survival mode. Okay? Why? Because right here, you guys see that your current results, right? Your current results are not reflecting what you want to see. But your progress, you're working harder than ever, and you're working harder and harder every day. Okay, so understand you're working harder and harder every day, yet your results are a reflection, right, of how long you've been in the game and how consistent and the quality of your skill set, right? But for all you see right now is this, is the fact that you're not over here where you want to be, where your progress is not a immediate reflection of your what your results is not an immediate reflection of your progress, right? Understand that in this game you're going to not see your current results for a while. You may see it in a couple months, you may see it in a year, right? But understand that the moment where you're putting in all the work, when you're putting in all the work and you're not getting your results that you want, that is your survival mode. That is the survival mode where you have to push, family, push yourself as hard as you can. Because family, over here is prosperity. Over here you have thrive. Over here you have success. Right? It's over here that your results start overcoming your progress, your work ethic. It is right here in this moment, right here, that you will see the results and your results will overcome your work ethic. It is right there where our journey, the true moment of our lives begin. There. That is the lightning rod moment that you must all strive to push to. Because family, I'm telling you, once you reach that point in your life, in your career, understand that prosperity is just a state of mind. And when you're in a prosper state of mind, when you're in a harmonious mentality, nothing can take you down. You're on top of the world and you can create, do, and have anything that you want, right? So I want you guys to take that in, okay? I want you guys to take that into consideration, okay? All right, so hopefully that makes sense to a lot of you guys, okay? You are your daily decisions, your daily practices. Only choose to accept those beliefs that serve you, okay? Get beyond your current beliefs. Get beyond your current beliefs. I am becoming more than my current reality, okay? Because in here, I am more than this, right? And so my results, I know that will reflect in the long run. Do not give lack more consent to enter your subconscious, okay? Correct any negative thought immediately. Immediately. When you start thinking negatively about yourself, when you start talking and bashing about your trading, immediately correct those thoughts. Immediately correct those sentences. Trust me, it's the best thing that you can do to your subconscious mind. The best thing that you can do to your subconscious mind is feed it. Feed it everything that it is that you want. Feed it prosperity. Feed it wealth. Feed it health, right? Feed it all of that it is that you desire as a current state, as a current grateful state of mind. And there you will experience this beautiful, beautiful power that's called manifestation. Right? You will manifest the results that you want. Some of us, okay, and this one's gonna, I don't want anybody to get offended, okay, but some of us, okay, been broke most of our lives, okay, so a lot of us rush into success, rush into wealth, but family, you gotta understand, me, I was broke most of my life. Why was I rushing into success? Why do I want my success to be now? Why can't I enjoy the process? And that way you're not focused on the current results. It's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. I've been broke most of my life, right? Until I met this opportunity, until I came across this incredible information. So it took me 3 years to realize that success cannot be rushed, that my results will take time, and that the self-mastered, emotionally intelligent me is going to take a tremendous collection of experiences to shape and become. Because that successful you is within you. And you just need to chip away with experiences. And your tools are experiences and your response. And you're going to chip away, right? You're either going to chip away or you're going to drop your tools, right? And what you do in that moment, whether you pick them up or leave them down, is going to define how long those results that you want will take to overcome your progress. Okay? So now, do not rush success. Success will come to you in divine timing. Wealth is the state of mind that will come to you, that you will reach in divine timing. It is all happening for us oh so effortlessly. Everything is happening for you. Okay? I'm gonna let you guys off with this one audio. Okay, I'm gonna share this audio with you guys because I think that personally, like when I heard this, I just kept listening to it and listening to it. So here we go. I'm on computer audio. Okay. And one sec, family. And I am going to wrap it up after that, family, but I appreciate every single one of you for being on the call. I really want you guys to listen to this audio though. So I'm going to start playing. I'm going to ask you guys if you guys can hear it.
And I have YouTube channel audience too.
Drop a 3 in the chat if you could hear that, the start of that. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to let it play.
I personally cannot keep up with the correspondence. I wish I could because I love it. Sometimes it moves me to tears because of the joy I get by hearing these stories, and also the stories that people are struggling. Not every one of my students do exceedingly well. I want to be upfront and honest and tell you that. I've said it in the past. It's not like something I want to just confess to now. I've always said this. This is a very difficult business to do well in because you're competing against yourself. You're misinformed. You're giving so much improper information, and there's so many people out there masquerading as someone that knows what they're doing. And all of that is a disadvantage for you. And it's almost like a landmine field laying in front of you. And you really need to know where to step, because if you step the wrong place at the wrong time, it's over. And if you do it enough times, no matter how strong you feel about conquering this and knowing that there's going to be periods of adversity, at some point, even the best of you will want to throw in the towel and quit. I'm here to tell you, don't ever quit. It doesn't cost you anything to watch these videos except for the time that you invest. If you keep digging into them and keep practicing what I tell you to practice and keep studying and looking for the things I'm pointing to, it will happen for you. It will unlock your understanding, and one day, what day, I don't know, but it's always different for somebody else. And I have students from my 2016 group that still cannot make money. I'm being absolutely honest. But I also have students that just came into this final group in 2021 that are literally killing it because they were trading with information they learned here, but it was hit and miss. Now they're doing exceedingly well. Was it because they joined the mentorship? Probably. Or was it because they put enough time in beyond what they probably thought was going to be required? I think it's that. So don't give up. Don't let someone else convince you that you're wasting your time doing this. The worst thing you can do is tell your friends and your family what you're doing. Don't even do that, because they're not going to understand. And they're going to be asking you, usually at the wrong times, hey, how you doing? You're so-and-so. And it'll be a period where you're struggling. And they'll be like, well, I'm glad I didn't listen to you. How's that going to make you feel? It's going to make you question whether or not what you're doing is a viable means of pursuit to a better life. When I'm telling you, it absolutely is. This is the last bastion, folks. Look around. I'm not going to describe what I'm really hinting at, but all you have to do is look around. Every form of employment is being ravaged right now. It's going to get worse. Do you have a hedge against that? Do you have a way for you to feed you and your family without having to leave your house or hold your hand out for a government handout? No subsidies required. No leaving your home. As long as you have an internet connection and equity in the account, you can eat. That's where we're at now. It's not about getting rich. It's about making sure that you can eat, that you can meet your bills, make your ends meet. So it's my prayer and heartfelt desire and passion to inspire you to do well. And hopefully I've given you some tools here to do that, or at least begin the journey and working towards it. You're always in my prayers. I'm always thinking about all of you. Even I don't know you, I've never laid my eyes on you face to face, never shook any of your hands. I'm rooting for you. And you'll get it. Just keep plugging. Until next time, be safe.
Wow. Excuse me. Sorry, my voice cracked. I get so emotional when I listen to that audio because it's true. Like, it's true, you know. it's going to feel like the whole world is against you. Most of your journey, most of the start of your journey, going to feel like the whole world is against you. But you got to understand that this individual out there that's never even met you is rooting for you. Somebody's out there believes in you more than you might even believe in yourself, right? And so I want you guys to know you're not alone. We're all out here. We're all out here, right? Going through it. We're all out here, right? Together. Right? You're not alone. Right? Take care, family. And I appreciate every single one of you. Take care.